Hello, hello, and welcome to Yes, I Can with a Plan Business Building Academy. I am super happy to be here with you. And it's going to be a little clunky here in the beginning just because my one screen decided to totally conk out on me. So instead of using two screens to do a broadcast, whoops, I'm supposed to do that. I'm doing it all on one screen. So, okay, now we're just going to rock and roll. And since I cannot see the other screen, we're just going to hope for the best. We just go on, right? And it'll all be fine. So, as business owners, like you've heard me say before, we just continue on, right? We run into glitches every single day. We're just used to it. So, welcome to the Academy Business Building Live. I love to help entrepreneurs succeed, especially without the stress and the overwhelm, because there's so much for us to do every single day. I think you're really, really, really going to like today's show. So, this is for business builders who really, truly want more sales, more profits, and more time to enjoy life. Spend more time with your friends, your family, your children, your grandchildren, more quality time for yourself. What is it that you would really, really, really like to do if you had more time to enjoy life? That's what I love to help entrepreneurs do, is succeed with all the facets of life. We need balance. And it's pretty easy to get out of balance, especially as an entrepreneur. There's so much calling our attention at every single second. So today we're discovering success alignment. Get that out of there. We always want to be in alignment with success. That means, our thoughts, our balance. Where are we in all realms of our life? So not just like the tactical, aspects and the strategical aspects of creating a business and managing a business, but what about our whole being? How are we being? And that's what I call success alignment. And then today's how to is how to focus and succeed in record time every time. I think you're really going to like this. I love this piece. I use this every single day. So let's talk about our success alignment. It's so important for us to be able to make decisions. And Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, said that one of the biggest obstacles to people succeeding is their inability to make decisions. Now, why do you think that is? Why do you think it's so difficult for us to make a decision? I think a lot of it is because we want approval. We don't want to make a mistake. We want to be liked by other people. We want others' approval. And of course, we don't want to let other people down. And that can really mess us up. And I say us, I mean, I'm certainly including myself here. So we just don't make any decision. And because we don't make any decision or we don't move forward, our business suffers and we're not helping all the people that really do need our help. And I know as I look back over the years, I've certainly done this myself. And I think it's really easy for us to do, especially when we do get tired and we get overwhelmed and it kind of becomes like a downward spiral and we lose our momentum. So we want to be really, really careful not to do that, to take really good care of ourselves, and that's diet, exercise, making sure that you're feeling fulfilled, that you have something to look forward to. And, this making decisions, we have to do it every single day. Even if you decide not to decide, you're still making a decision not to move forward. Okay. Now, there certainly are times when it kind of blows up and you want to react. The there are times you are like, okay, let's just stop and breathe. Let's just react, but think about it a little bit so we can come from a solid place of responding and having an approach, having a solution instead of just reacting. So that's very different from just making a decision. Making a decision, should you start the next class? Should you write the book? Should you say yes to collaborating with somebody? And I invite you to take a look at when you're hesitant about making a decision, what is that from? Where is that hesitation coming from? And often it's from childhood stuff. And you can say, thank you. That's when I was 8 years old or whatever. I'm now an adult and I trust myself to make wise decisions. And that's really actually a pretty good mantra. I trust myself to make wise decisions. I use that with a lot of clients and they really like it. They really like it and they get good results. So I like to go over the mindset stuff in each one of these shows because it's the mindset that can really trip us up. The building a business should be easy, but I believe it's us that makes it so much more difficult than it needs to be. And a lot of that is in our mindset. So I encourage you to make decisions, make lots of decisions every single day and notice, maybe keep a journal, or keep on a piece of paper, anything. When you see yourself wanting to avoid making a decision and just like, what's the worst that could happen, right? Just go for it. So when you notice that you're not making a decision or should I take that course? Should I write that book? Should I buy that, that piece of equipment? Should I take a look at this opportunity? Are you looking at what you have to give up or what you're going to get? Where is your focus there? A lot of us are trained to focus on what we're going to have to give up, whether that be $10,000 or whatever it might be. Maybe you have to travel, whatever. Are you focusing on, what I have to do, what I have to give up? Or are you focusing on what you're going to receive because of taking that action? Now, also a really good question that I love to ask myself that's been very helpful for me is I'll ask, am I focused on the opportunity or the obstacle? Same thing. The obstacle, what I'm going to have to give up. Oh, I have to travel. Oh, it's $10,000. Oh, it's, whatever it might be. Oh, it's going to inconvenience me. And all change is an inconvenience and all growth is change, right? So we want to take a look at where are we programmed? And we're all programmed from our childhood, from, parents, teachers, people of authority. We're all taught what's right, what's wrong, what's socially acceptable. But sometimes, as we move into our adulthood, sometimes those old beliefs that have been handed down to us, they're not even our own individual beliefs that we came up with ourselves. They're handed down from generation to generation. Well, they might not work for us anymore. They just might not fit. They might be blocking our success. So take a look at that and just say yes to making decisions. And ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Okay? What's the best that could happen if you did this? Whatever it might be, what's the best thing that could happen? And just go for it. Just go for it. Okay. So, are you all in a line for success now? So now that we've got that and we're ready, now we want to focus. And this is so important to entrepreneurs and everybody, really. I don't know anybody, honestly, these days that doesn't get overwhelmed. it just kind of creeps up on us. We're doing okay, we're doing okay. And next thing you know, we start saying yes to more and more and more things. And next thing you know, like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time in the day. And there's only one of me, and I need 13 of me to get everything accomplished. So I am going to share with you some pieces of a system that I actually created because I was just spinning out of control. And I would find myself either so busy, 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 and just feeling so overwhelmed that I just didn't know what to focus on first. So I just wasn't focusing. And it just felt like my head was in a blender, just like I had no idea which way to go. Or I would just feel really burnt out and I wouldn't do anything. I was just like, so nothing was getting accomplished. So I kind of go back and forth between those two. And I looked for systems out there for time management and task management, and I just didn't find anything that fit me that I could really utilize. And there are a lot of systems out there, as you probably already know. I didn't find anything. So I created something totally just for me, had no intention of ever sharing it with anybody else. But I was in Toastmasters and we have to give speeches. So I gave my speech on my Yes, I Can with the Plan success system. And feedback was surprising to me that this is really good. You should put this in a book and you should share it with people. And like I said, I was really surprised. Like, really? You think this is something of value? And I go, yeah, yeah. So I shared it with some friends and like, yeah, this is really good. Yeah. Yeah, I would, yeah, use this. This is good information. So long story short, it ended up being 5 books, 3 CDs, and a coaching program because I said yes, because I made the decision to, okay, what's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? Right. So now it's shared all over the world, which is kind of fun. So, and to give you an idea of some of the things that we do in here, we want to be able to focus. And really, focusing is so important because when we're so, when we're thinking about the future, oh, I need to do this. Got to make sure I get the tags on the car, and I got to make sure I get the roof fixed, and I need to make sure, I pay that bill, and all the taxes are due, and the property taxes are due, and we go, oh my God, there's so much in the future that we're focusing on, and that stuff does need to be taken care of. It does, but we're totally missing out on what's going on in front of us right now, and it robs us of our energy because we've got so much we're trying to keep track of in our head and make sure I do this, make sure I do that. So you want to have a place to write things down, to keep track of it, so you can just do a brain dump. Like every morning I do a brain dump. And this is just write everything out that I think I have to do that day. And then after you get everything out, go through and identify the 1, 2, and 3 items. The number 1 items are the things you really do have to do that day. If you have an employee, if you have a person coming in for an interview that you're, because you want to fill a position. Okay, it's a set appointment. That would be a number 1 thing. Okay. If you're talking about going to the store to maybe start, holiday shopping or something, just making this up as I go. That's not necessarily something you really have to do today, right? So that you can no, that doesn't really need to be done today. So you will feel so much better when you get everything out of your head and just get it onto paper. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, there is a gal, Janelle, came to me, and because one of her friends, Jane, gave her my book, the Yes, I Can with the Plan, out of concern because Janelle is a language speech pathologist in the school system, and she was so burnt out. She was working 14-hour days, and then she was taking work home at night and working on the weekend and just working, working, working. And in the course of us going through the system, it was interesting because there's so much transformation that happens. One of the things that I shared with her, and I want to share with you, is take your breaks. You have to give your brain time to decompress and time to just let go of all of it and come into what I call present here now. Just right here, right now. Just let go of all of it and get your clarity back. And when I talked to her first about, okay, first thing we're going to focus on, remember, if you've listened to me before, I like to give my clients one thing at a time to do, no overwhelm, one thing. So she was working through her lunches, which I know is really common. So if you work through your lunches, please stop. That's your time. It's important for you to have a peaceful time to digest your food and get the most benefit from it. This is not gulp it down and under stress and duress. You do yourself more harm than good, honestly. You really do, because your body can't even assimilate any nutrition because it's so stressed out. So you're just not doing yourself any good. So the first thing I told her was take your lunch break. Lunch break. It's a break for you. And she said, I can't. I just can't. And she said, I have to work. I just have too much work to do. I just can't possibly take a break. She thought I was just nuts. So I told her, Janelle, I really understand. Let's just try it just for a week. We're only going to try it for a week, nice and easy. So under much duress, she was just like, fine, I'll try it. So I said, where can you go to eat your lunch that's peaceful? And well, she said, well, there's no place in school. There's kids everywhere and there's people and it's just stressful. And I said, well, can you go someplace? Is there a park nearby? And she said, well, yeah, there's a park. I says, well, how about if you just get in your car, take your lunch with you, get in your car, drive to the park, maybe roll down the windows if you can, if it's nice weather, you can listen to the birds or maybe play some enjoyable music. And so she reluctantly agreed. But the next time I talked to her a week later, she was like, oh my gosh, what a difference. What a difference. Just taking, and she had like 45 minutes for lunch. I think it was a half hour, 45 minutes. It wasn't that much time, but just getting away from all the chaos and just letting your mind relax and taking a me break. And she said, wow, what a difference. Then she was totally hooked. Then she took her lunch breaks away from the school. She went to the park. She just enjoyed her own time. So I invite you to the next time, well, we have today, tomorrow, take your lunch break away from your desk. Okay. It's so important for us to get away from the work because work just reminds us there's more and more and more and more and more to do. See, focusing really, again, it should be easy. Success should be easy. But yet I know so many entrepreneurs really struggle and we feel like we've just got so much to do. We can't possibly take care of ourselves. We can't possibly sit down and enjoy a meal, our lunch. We nurture our own body and our brain. And it's so important to take that break because you will refocus. You'll give your brain time to like sharpen, to like, you ever notice when you can't find your keys or something and you're so stressed out and you're looking for your keys and you just can't find them anywhere? And then you're like, just stop, take a break, take a breath. And there they are, right where they were supposed to be. It's because we stop pushing. We stop pushing against it and fighting against whatever it is. And then when we take our breaks and we relax, we feel so much more fulfilled and more joyful and having something to really look forward to. And things just fall into place so much easier. It's easy and it's fun. And being an entrepreneur should be fun. Okay. So the first step is just take your lunch breaks. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you the second step. I'll give you a couple of steps, but do one at a time, okay? Because when I'm coaching with my clients, just one step at a time. Because if we try to do too much at once, then we don't do anything. And then we're just, you know, in the same boat. So the next step is also incorporate a morning break and an afternoon break. So for me, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just a 15-minute break. But wow, what a difference. What a difference. And I know if you're like any of my clients, you're thinking, what am I supposed to do on this break? Why would I take a break? I can't possibly do that. Just like Janelle was saying she couldn't do with lunch break. Well, once we started doing the morning break and the afternoon break, the best that she could, so it wasn't always 15 minutes, sometimes it was just 5 minutes. So just go to the bathroom, escape, go to the restroom and just breathe. Just breathe. Take 5 minutes and just breathe and don't think about anything else. Now, ideally, if you can take 15, that's wonderful. Go for a walk. Give yourself a foot massage. Those are wonderful. Those are really wonderful. Just let your brain let it all go. Let go of all the to-dos because when you go back, you'll be so much more focused and you're so much more you have a better time and you'll get a lot more accomplished in less time with less effort. And that I absolutely promise you. I know from experience. When I started doing this with Janelle, the language speech pathologist, her life totally changed. She actually started doing things that she enjoyed again. She's incredibly good with flowers and herbs, and she just has that green magical thumb. And so she started working with her flowers and her herbs again, something she really enjoyed that brings her to life. And she has grandchildren, and she started spending more time with her grandchildren and really being fully present to enjoy her grandchildren. She even created what she called Camp Grandma. Now, she went from being just work, work, work all the time, work every night, work every weekend, just working. She was always sick, coughing, just never felt well because she was run down. She went from that to playing in her herbs and in her flowers again and creating camp grandma for her grandchildren. I mean, that's what life is about, is having fun. Okay. So those are the breaks. I encourage you definitely take your breaks. Okay. And then now have some kind of a system. For me, to-do lists don't work. I call it my crazy making list. Makes me totally crazy because if I look at a to-do list, I see everything that, oh my God, I have to do all this stuff. You know, even after I do the brain dump in the morning, I identify the things that really do have to be done. And then I give each one of those a time slot in my day. So I literally script out my day. So I have like this show written in, I have prep time written in, time to create the PowerPoint slides. It's all written in my day. So I don't have to like, oh my gosh, you know, and I'm not running around like a crazy person like I used to be. I have, so first thing I write in my breaks, in my lunch break, and then I write in all the number one items that I need to do. Like today, this show is a number one item. It's a hard set appointment for me. And any other hard set appointments are certainly number one items. And anything that I absolutely must get done today. And then I go in and put the number two items in. Things that I really want to get done today, but if I had to push it to tomorrow, the world would not fall apart. So, and give yourself plenty of time. If you have children and you have to take them to school, or you have a meeting with the teacher or anything like that, give yourself plenty of time for travel, for the meeting, for coming back to the office or whatever you're doing afterwards. So allow yourself plenty of time and write that in. Okay, from 9 in the morning, 9 to 11, this is what I'm doing. And literally script it in your day. And there's something magic, what we call Einstein time, is instead of it taking, I'm going to give you a different example. Like maybe you're writing a newsletter, and you write down, okay, 10 to 11, you're going to work on this newsletter. Okay, you're only focused on the newsletter, right? You're not getting up to go to the restroom. You're not getting up to get a cup of coffee, get another tea, check the laundry if you're working from home. There's so many distractions, and we can be distracted by anything all day long. But if you write it in your success system, whatever it is that you're using, say 10 to 11, you're only working on writing out your newsletter. That's all you're focused on, like you're fully committed. You will get done exactly at 11 o'clock or before. It happens all the time. It is magical. It's crazy how magical it is. And then give yourself a little bit of a break. Then you can get up, go to the restroom, get your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, whatever it is. Because those other things that you thought you really had to do, instead of writing your newsletter, they're just distractions. They're just your brain going, blah, 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 blah. You need to get up and go do this and go do that, instead of sticking to what you really want to accomplish. And I like to have fun with it. When I'm done, I get to check it off, and it feels really good. It feels like a sense of accomplishment for the day. So I hope this is really helpful for you. If you need help with this, I just love helping people with this. I'm going to give you my contact information here shortly. You're certainly welcome to contact me. And I don't have the books and the system up on my website right now because I'm redoing my website, but I can get you all the information you need. And I've given you, some really good pieces to start with here right now. And like I said, I don't want to give you everything because I want you to do one thing at a time. But if you want the next pieces, or you want more about focusing and scripting out your day and identifying what's really important, just let me know, and I'll be happy to cover more on another show. And because this is for you, right? This is totally for you to help you succeed. If there's something specifically you want, you just let me know, and we'll bring it to the show. Okay. So I think we've had a lot of fun with that. So take your breaks today, okay? So I wrote this down. Focusing should be easy, yet most business owners struggle every day with overwhelm and just not enough time. I call it the tail wagging the dog. Okay? And how to get out of that vicious cycle is, like I said, just stop, get focused on present here now, do a brain dump, everything you think you really have to do, and just get it all down on paper. Examine your beliefs. Are they helping you or are they hurting you? To give you an example, when I was selling advertising for corporate, I moved up to a territory, and it was all like one-on-one consultations and one-on-one service. It was all the bigger accounts. Okay. It was like the real big accounts, and I would take my clients to, the baseball games and the ballet, and, so I got schmoozed, and I gave them gifts, and, the big accounts. Well, I had the belief that I had to do everything. I had to do it all. And I don't know where I got that from, probably childhood stuff, who knows? But so I worked so hard because I thought I had to do every single thing by myself. And I was supposed to have no more than 100 clients because of the level of service. I had 1,003. I was going bananas, to say the least. And I felt like I had to do every single thing. So I literally ended up in the hospital. And well, that didn't serve me, did it? It didn't serve anybody else either. So that's what I mean by examine your beliefs. Which beliefs, and I guarantee you have some, and I know I still have some. Which beliefs are holding you back? Which beliefs are in your way of success right now? Just identify them. You don't have to fire them, but just identify them for now. Because when we go to change them, they're really going to try to put up a fight. But that's also something I work with my clients. And like I said, if you've been with me very long, you know that I have my degree in psychotherapy and my degree in marketing. And it really comes together beautifully when we're talking about growing your business, taking your business to the next level, because it all comes into play. Okay. So I hope this is really helpful for you. And if you would like to talk about your business specifically, we can go over, every aspect of your business. If we need to take a look at the P&L, the balance sheet, your sales system, your marketing, your mindset, your people, wherever it is that your business feels like it's stuck, we'll take a look at that. And are there any holes in what I call your profit bucket? We want to identify and fix those holes first. Just go to calllisalong.com. There'll be a couple of questions just so we can maximize our time together. And then you'll be taken to my calendar link, and then we can hop on the phone or Zoom and just see what's going on with your business. It's totally free. Just see if I can help you out. And it's something that I really do enjoy. And if it feels like a win-win, like a good fit, and I can help you, and if we want to talk about working together further, then we can do that. But to just have a chit chat, that's totally free. And again, call lisalong.com. I didn't mention this before, but I do know one of the biggest things that takes our time, that can really be overwhelming and take our focus and just obliterate it, is trying to write really good marketing pieces, whether it be an email or an ad. And it's like, oh, I don't know what to write. I don't know how to start. And sometimes it's nice just to have like a cheat sheet. Well, this is a headline bank, has 450 of the most effective headlines ever written. And I use it for headlines, and I also use it as thought joggers. It's like, oh yeah, that's really good. I like that. That's what I want to say. And then it just starts the inspiration flowing. And that's so sometimes it's just all you need is just a like a jump start. So it's usually sells for $149, but I have it here on the show because this show is pretty new, and I am really grateful for you being here and sharing with me. And so it's just $9. It just kind of covers putting everything together. And I love it. I love it. Use it all the time. If it's something you feel that would help you, just go to yesicanwithaplan.com/live show. And the link for the headline bank will be there. Also links for all the replays of all of the shows, and the contact link if you want to contact me. And so lots of resources there as well. So again, that's just yesicanwithaplan.com/live show. Okay, so to recap what we've done today, we talked about how important being in alignment for success is. And that's your mindset, that's your beingness. And then we got into some of the strategic aspects of being successful. And we talked today about focusing and succeeding in record time every time. And I gave you some case studies to really bring that point home. And then I talked about the special offer, the headline bank of 450 proven headlines to just help you get going with your marketing, okay? And spend less time on it and have more fun with it. Because again, like I said, being a business owner should be fun. It shouldn't be so difficult. Yet I know so many business owners just struggle and they feel overwhelmed, and it just doesn't have to be that way. So, the next show, we're going to talk about the one thing that determines your success or failure. And I tell you, if you nail this, you've got it made. So, you want to be here for this next show. So, again, it's going to be the same time, same channel, same place. It's always Monday, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Okay? And if you want something specific covered on these shows, just again, go to the same link, the yesicanwithaplan.com/live show. All the links are right there. Okay. And just as I said, and one thing that I didn't mention earlier, but I have an amazing, incredible online business building academy. It's so powerful. It's been on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, I mean, umpteen times. And there's a lot of great resources there, especially if you're kind of just starting out, if you're like beginner to intermediate. Maybe you're I would say if you're probably 5 million and under in your annual revenues, this would be really beneficial for you. Lots of great resources there. I encourage you to start with, there's a free video. It's called The 3 Biggest Lead Generation Mistakes Small Businesses Make and How to Overcome Them All. I encourage you to take a look at that because I know you put so much time, effort, and money into trying to get new clients, trying to get more leads. Am I right? So grab that video. It's totally free. Now it's at a different address. It's at academy.yesicanwithaplan.com. Again, that's academy.yesicanwithaplan.com. Amazing resources there. So they're totally free. Just for you, just go grab them. Okay. And again, if you want to talk about anything about your business specifically, go to calllisalong.com. Okay. I hope this was helpful for you today. I certainly enjoyed being here with you, and I look forward to being with you again Monday. And again, if you need anything at all, let me know if you want it covered on the show, if you want to chat one-on-one. I love helping entrepreneurs move their business to the next level without the stress and the overwhelm. Being an entrepreneur should be fun, right? Yes, it should be fun. Yet I know so many entrepreneurs are so stressed out and so overwhelmed, and it does not have to be that way. Once you have systems in place and you know exactly what you're doing, and you have somebody to take that 30,000-foot view of your business and say, oh, well, why don't you just do this? It's like, oh, because I didn't know. Because when we're in the trees, we can't see the forest, right? When you're so in your business, you can't just say, oh, well, why didn't I just do that? That's just way too easy, right? And I know as entrepreneurs, sometimes we just like to make things a little more difficult than they really need to be. But when you have somebody to take that 30,000-foot view and take a look at the pieces on, oh, why don't you just do this one little thing? Ah, peace and clarity. And like, oh, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago, right? That's the feeling. So again, I welcome you to go to calllisalong.com and we'll take a look at your business. All right. Again, I hope this was helpful. And I'm going to bring up my other screen and just say bye for now. Have a fabulous, fabulous day. Bye.